World's best gather here. XBL baseball starts now.
It's crushed to the moon, and we're tied.
He picks it up on the second, over to first in time for the double play that ends the inning.
That's gone.
Oh my, oh my, oh my.
Trying to repeat.
It's gone!
And over to the pen! This game is over!
Oh! Crushed! Left field! Off the pole!
Domingo Bell! Deep right center field! Carrying! And it's gone!
That was hit hard. Left center field. Did she do it again? To the wall!
Swung on Bell to the deep left field. Is this baby gone? A grand slam!
Champion! The AAA World Series is over! What a line shot!
I can't believe my eyes.
The culmination of the XBL's 19th season is upon us, and the title fight has brought us two worthy contenders, each with a bone to pick on the ladder to greatness. First, our challenger, the Kid. A meteoric rise from ranks in Season 13 reaches the peak of the mountain and the landscape is ripe with opportunities to solidify an all-time legacy. Crafty on the hill and fearsome at the plate, there has perhaps never been a more balanced contender. In the other corner, the Wizard. Returning to the promised land scorned from Season 18's defeat in the dance, the calculated and renewed energy of this storied player and his club have all but solidified themselves as the one to beat on the way to greatness. A new champion is set to be crowned. It is MAMAJUNEJUNE and the Midtown Civilization versus WishboneRulz and the LaGrange Astronauts. It is time to get it on! Welcome to the XBL World Series!
Welcome in, everybody. Beautiful blessing to get to see or hear the Urban again. And today we've got the cameras fixed so you can see Mystery Man and I in the pregame, but all eyes are on Wishbone and MAMAJUNEJUNE tonight as we see games 3 and 4 here in our XBL World Series. A chance for Wishbone to win it all here if he can get a sweep and capture his first XBL title. And MJ's trying to right this ship and correct his ways and try to have another comeback for back-to-back rounds as he stares at a 2-0 deficit. Mist, how are you doing tonight? Excited for this?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. You're back on the camera with us here. I'm jealous of your hair color, but other than that, I'd like to get to these points. Point number 1 is Yo Mama. As in Yo Mama, wake up. Typically when people are getting shut down by Wishbone, they just pack their bags, they move to the next town. It's all good. But with MAMAJUNEJUNE, we're talking about one of the greatest hitters, pure hitters in Super Mega Baseball history. So we know that he's not satisfied with, sticking in a game but scoring 0 runs. So I do think Mama's going to get going tonight. And then, you actually came up with the point of taking advantage of mistakes. That's always important. And Wishbone is very good at doing that. And then, the power superiority was all Wishbone, which I think these two players are pretty much even in the power category these days. I think in the past, Mama was probably the more superior power hitter. But Mama has kind of rounded out his game. I don't think he's relying on power the way he used to. And Wishbone is kind of powered up. So they're probably about equal. But, it did feel like, and we mentioned it at the end of the last set, was it felt like power was really, because the number of hits was not a big discrepancy. So, but Wishbone was the only power hitter in the stadiums that night.
Yeah, I'll run through my opinions on him too. I mean, the Yo Mama point, there's surely no way he gets shut out again. We talked about it last time. That's got to be the first time in a long, long time that MJ's went back-to-back games getting shut out. He just looked off at the plate. Wishbone's an excellent pitcher, but you could just tell that Mama was a little bit frustrated at the plate, started to expand the zone and things like that. You can't blame him in a situation like that, especially against a pitcher like Wish that's going to leave balls right off the edge. So I believe he's going to tighten that up. I'm sure he got into training and practice and things like that. I would expect, even if MJ can't, we're used to seeing MJ explode 10 runs, 12 runs, things like that. Even if he gets a loss here in game 3, but he can get just 3 or 4 runs mounted, I think that would be huge for his confidence going into the rest of the series. And that brings me into point 2 with that mistakes and taking advantage was there's not many mistakes between either of these players. You're not going to see many mistake pitches, but we did see some. And the difference was that MJ hit mistakes hard, but into the ground at a lot of those infielders, and he consistently did that in both games. Meanwhile, we saw Wishbone hit home runs off of the mistake pitches. He had a better trajectory on that reticle. We actually saw the home run from the pitcher, and Wishbone was taking advantage of that red rock in game 1 when he hit a few home runs over to the right side of that short wall. And so it's going to be a little more of that, I think, which plays into the power, is who can display that power when they do get those few mistake pitches. It was Wishbone that displayed it in games 1 and 2, but you know that MJ has the exact same level of power, if not more. And he doesn't need the best batter in the world to do it either. We talked about how the back end of the lineup kind of looked a little weaker than we expected from the Civ, but he's the type of player that can hit with players like that. And I think you're going to look at this game, and by the end of it, you're going to see him be able to string together more hits and score some more runs. And both of these guys are going to pitch the same way they normally pitch. It's going to be really tight on the corners. It's going to be really hard to get consistent, good at-bats, but they're both good enough to do it. So I think we're in for a great game 3 and 4 here. We've got a chance to either crown a champion tonight and have the XBL playoffs wrapped up, or we're going to see this thing get stretched out to another night, and I'm sure most of us are hoping for that. Nothing better than a long series in the World Series. So y'all give us a second. We'll switch everything over. We're going to be at Red Rock here in Game 3. Wishbone will be back home, and we'll see his perspective. So let us text the boys, and let's get this thing underway. Let's get it rolling. Okay, here we are. The players did not care to wait for me to say that we're ready, so I guess they're ready, and we're just going to jump in. Like I said, Game 3, it's going to be Red Rock Park, home of Wishbone. It's going to be a familiar starter as Wishbone runs those clone starters. And in Games 3 and 4, it's going to be interesting to see who MJ runs out there. He used 2 really strong starters in the first 2 games with a lot of velo, but I'm not sure if his rotation goes that deep 1 through 4. We'll get a look at it here in the top of the first to see who he brings. Oh, I'm sorry, he's going to be up to bat with big man Brooklyn leading off. Back with the hateful uniforms, and I see the man in the chat right now. It's Chris Hadfield on the mound for the Astronauts in their white and red uniforms. He's got Metalhead on this starter as well. Swung on over to Neil Armstrong. Not a whole lot of speed from the leadoff runner, though, so still put away easily off of the dive. What's the arsenal looking like? That 4-pitch arsenal. Very familiar.
Yeah, running a reverse half turtle arsenal with the 2-seam. It's a fairly popular arsenal. I don't understand why you would go with 4 pitches on a starter given the roster tool, but we know nobody knows more about that roster tool than Wishbone, so clearly he knows what he's doing.
Ooh, that one clips the inside edge of the zone after working it from 0-2 into a full count. Strikes out looking there. We'll see how these two are able to hold off on the moving fastball. Really the only weakness we saw at the plate from both guys was some swings out of the zone on that 2-seam and cutter. Early on, we get a hit here in the first. MJ's got a runner on first base now with 2 outs. And it's going to be the cleanup man up to the plate, bad ball hitter.
Yeah, and if there's one thing
Low and away, right on the corner. He swings at it. It's it pretty well, but over to left field, put away easily, and it's a clean first inning for the Astronauts as now they walk up to the plate. And in games 1 and 2, the Astronauts scored in the first inning both times, so we'll see if MJ is going to be able to hold him down. He played from behind for 18 innings so far through 1 and 2. Through games 1 and 2, he's been down the entire time. And just like that, Wishbone starts first pitch swinging up the middle and has a runner on.
Yeah, MAMAJUNEJUNE running a full turtle here, but he doesn't have a ton of velo. Does have some good junk and accuracy, though.
Surrounded trait and elite cutter. Less velo than he's used on his other starters, but a respectable amount. Surrounded is a tough trait to use against a player like Wishbone who's able to really put together a lot of singles. See if that comes into play at any point. It's a 2-2 count here with good speed on first. I believe he has stealer as well. Neil Armstrong in a full count with a 500 average and watches that one. So just like that, Surrounded's already going to be on with no outs here in the first. It looks like Wishbone's already poised to score in the first inning again, the same way he's done in 1 and 2. We'll see if the Civilization are able to get out of the jam early. A little bit of a weak pitch there, but fouled away. And this one swung on well out to center field. Should be able to get put away. So much speed, he's going to be able to advance, and the runners are going to be on the corners with 1 out. Rise and Fall, welcome. The Hall of Famer is in the chat. Teflon, John Ward, there's so many people. I don't want to shout everybody out. Surrounded, still engaged. Another good swing. Another one deep to center field. It's back towards the warning track and caught. It's going to be a sac fly, though. Runner's going to score. And once again, all 3 games so far to start this series, Wishbone puts up a run in the first inning.
Ooh, that was dead corner, but that was a nice job to get a sac fly out of that tough pitch.
Yeah, what can you do on the mound other than make that pitch? But Wishbone takes it deep. Another one cornered it well. Yeah, Wishbone looks really comfortable on the fastball timing right now.
Yeah, that elite cutter doing absolutely nothing other than getting located, but Wishbone all over it.
First pitch swinging on the curveball here, up and away, put away. So through 1 inning, Wishbone looks plenty comfortable at the plate. Looks to start off the same way he has in games 1 and 2. And now MJ, another single here, this time with 1 out. He's got a runner on first.
Yeah, if you're MAMAJUNEJUNE, the key here is don't get discouraged, even if you get down in this one. There's still a lot of series to go when you're as talented as Mama is. You can come back here.
Yeah, the mental aspect is a huge thing here. The fact that he's been playing from behind so much. He really needs to have a lot of mental fortitude to try to claw back in this series. Hits that inside pitch, tailed far inside for a ball, and so he hits it softly to second base for the 2nd out. Fruit Arranger at the plate. Low power, but good contact and speed. Swung on this one, might bloop, but Level's got a lot of speed. Dives on it, not able to get there. So runners are going to be on the corners with 2 outs. And now MJ with a chance to tie this thing or more here in the second. Pitcher is up to the plate.
Yeah, putting some pressure on Wishbone's pitcher early. This is boding well. Would like to get something. Going to be tough.
Oh, you can hear the power on the swing, but right into the shortstop and put away. Wishbone's able to get out of that 2-out jam. Mama does have 3 hits already through 2 innings, but nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, got away with a screwball that was actually hittable. Just, I think he actually hit it a little bit too square. And like you said earlier, oh, there's a nice little single. But Unicorn, you were alluding to the fact that some of these balls were being topped by Mama in the first game, and that's sometimes the worst thing you can do is be hitting extremely well, but hitting above the middle of the ball. You can at times just get nothing out of that.
Yeah, definitely a problem whenever you're just hitting on top of everything. It feels like you can't find gaps. Now Wishbone finds himself a bloop gap over there, and just like the first inning, he's got 2 runners on with no outs. And once again, Surrounded is activated. And once again, the cutter's handled and it's sent to left field towards the wall. This one's caught by Fruit Arranger. They're going to run all the way to third. Going to be a play, but he is safe. That speedy lineup pays off as now the runners are on second and third, and the pitcher is up to the plate.
The location from Mama is actually bailing him out. These pitches are so good. Wishbone is right on all of them, but the fact that Mama's locating, he could still get out of this down 2, despite absolutely incredible hitting from Wishbone early.
Yeah, this is what we saw from Wishbone in games 1 and 2. He was hitting corner pitch as well, getting a lot of power on him, and he started off the same way here. That one finds his own. Full count now to Gus Grissom at the plate, who has RBI 0 engaged. This one's down the line, and it curves all the way into foul territory, so it's going to score another run. He's going to go all the way to second with that speed, and he's safe, so the lead's already up to 3 here in the second. The Astronauts look so comfortable at the plate here in this one. Playing with the lead in the series no doubt helps. Much less pressure. That one's only 41 power on the curve, and it's put away. The hurt running down the first baseline.
Wow, yeah, a bunch of fantastic swings and then a bit of an offbeat swing there, and then got injured.
Oh, and it's the shortstop. Still playable. Only 3 bars on his health. Not detrimental, but that's a big position to have an injury at, that shortstop. Maybe the most important position that you want to have your fielding up at.
Yeah, probably number 1.
We see another ball hit into the dirt from MJ. Swings on the 4-seam late. Good eye there on the 2-seam.
Boy, that's a tough 2-seam he held.
Late on the 4-seam again. Not a whole lot of velo on this pitcher, but it's throwing MJ off. And that's what good location can do, is it makes you second guess a little bit. And that's what it looks like Wishbone's doing a great job right now of, is getting MJ to second guess that 4-seam. 3 plays, all grounded into the infield in a quick inning, as now Wishbone steps back up to the plate, and he's got the momentum in hand.
Yeah, those pitches from Wish were absolutely stapled to the lower corner there. I don't really know what Mama could possibly do better than what he did. But I do think Mama is piling up a little bit of pitch count on Wishbone. And I do think of the 2 of them, well, probably both of them, but Mama is really tough if you're starting to struggle with your number of pitches against him. If he can pile those up, he can eventually crack you.
Yeah, and I would say it's more important for MJ to work that starter than it is for Wishbone, because if MJ can get that bullpen out early, maybe he can get through those 2 studs. So far, Wishbone's been able to just rely on the 2 stud relievers because his starters have been able to stay in for 5 or 6 innings.
Right.
MJ's got a weaker bullpen than the Astronauts. There's a single there over on the left side of the infield. This one's 99 power. Another one hit well towards the wall. We'll see if this one's over the wall, though. It's going to be close. Oh, it's not caught.
Oh, he didn't jump. It looked, oh my.
That was a tough one to read.
Yeah, that was 50-50.
Pays off for the Astronauts, though, as they move up. Runner on first and second now after that hit off the wall. No home runs, but Wishbone has hit 3 or 4 now to the wall. And this one's going to find a gap out there in center. Holds the runners, and because of it, no one scores. So the bases are loaded, and man, Wishbone is putting constant pressure on this starter through 3 innings. Desperately needs a double play ball.
Yeah, the hitting so far has been insane from Wishbone. Mama just begging for a double play or a pop out.
2-1 count, the starter tense and surrounded. Oh, and it's hit. It's a ball, but it's swung on well and roped through the center of the infield. So another run scores, and through 3 innings, Wishbone's put up at least 1 every inning and still has a good batter at the plate in the 8-hole. Dangerous moment here. Civ can't make a mistake. This thing can get nasty quick. 3-1 count now, struggling to find the zone. He's going to have to come at him, and he does. It's a full count now. A big spot here for Jack Schmidt. Swung on well, right field. Center fielder ranges over. He's going to be able to put it away cleanly. And it's another sacrifice fly. His back-to-back innings now. Wishbone has put up 2, and he's already stretched the lead to 5 early on. This one swung on under it from the pitcher. Shortstop back there and puts it away. The lead is up to 5 now. MJ looking for some momentum now still. Swings this one into the dirt. So we're into about 21, 22 innings of scoreless baseball from the Civilization here.
Yeah, definitely still in this one. Needs a couple runs to kind of really put some pressure on the Astronauts pitching.
Yeah, even some hard hit balls with elevation would do so much for his mental, but once again we see one hit hard, but just right into the dirt of the infield. This one hit well, and that one should find grass, and it does. Level dive, so he's going to prevent the double. Runner does get on first with 2 outs. MJ's getting base runners on, but We haven't seen any of those powerful shots to take advantage of it. Blinker swings late on that one, and Hatfield is locked in on the mound now. Here's a red reticle. Generous location from the game there. Change up low and away. It's barely foul. Third ball just inside. Good eye from MJ. This one popped up. Armstrong's going to be able to get back there. Another clean inning from the Astronauts. This is looking eerily similar to games 1 and 2. Something's going to have to be switched up if you're the Civ. We'll see if he can put a 0 on the scoreboard here and get a little bit of momentum back. So far, everything looking Wishbone's way through 3.5 innings. And this one, just like the innings before, he starts off with this up the center single.
Yeah, almost flawless baseball from Wishbone. We've seen a couple of awkward swings on curveballs, but other than that, has been fantastic on both sides.
And now we see a steal. We haven't really seen, I don't think, any steals so far in this series. That stealer trait, able to get into second easily, and now pop up to center field. Too shallow, not going to be able to move the runner up. Wishbone hasn't hit a home run, but he's doing a great job of moving runners around and putting up 1 or 2 in an inning. Looking to do it again here. Curveball just outside, good eye, 2-0. Three and one now. MJ looks to find the zone here, and he does, and it's up the middle once again. There's a lot of speed coming around third. We'll see if he threatens for the plate. He does turn for it. It's going to be close, but he turns back. The typical diddle that you see to move that runner to second works out. So runners are at second and third. John Glenn is up, the bad ball hitter. And now we're looking at a possible substitution on the mound.
Possible walk also.
It's the specialist rally stopper, a tough reliever here on the mound. 4-pitch arsenal. Another one up the middle. Wishbone just keeps doing it, and now it's a misplay out there in center field. He's going to round for home, and it's going to be a 2 RBI double. And the lead is up to 7 now.
Yeah, the way Wishbone is getting on balls right now is just crazy. I mean, he had BBH there, but even when he doesn't, it just seems like he's getting all the way out to the extent of the corners.
Yeah, Wishbone looks, I mean, nearly unbeatable right now, the way he's able to take advantage of every pitch he's given. He's not struggling with the velo mix-up. He's not struggling with corner pitches. He's just doing what he can do and taking the pitches where they're given. Couple of good strikes there, 0-2 count. This one, 98 power, and MJ slides on, and it's past him. Another misplay out there from Blinkers, and another run scores because of it. It's going to turn all the way into a triple as it rolls to the wall. And now Alan Shepard a chance to win it on a mercy roll if he can get this thing over the wall.
I didn't get a good look at that, but it seemed like the slide was a touch early.
I don't think the slide was even needed. And now, add insult to injury, a weak blooper finds grass, and it's 9-0 now. It's the 4th inning. This is crazy. This version of Wishbone, I don't know how to stop it. This is unreal. Wishbone looks like someone that's been in this moment before, which is exactly what he's been. And finally, Blinker's able to get one, but this game has gotten out of hand as Wishbone has not put up a scoreless frame yet. 1-2-2-4, and Mama still sitting with zeros on the board. Even if this game's out of reach, at least you would expect Mama to try to get some momentum built here and just get something on the board in that scoreless streak. And it's a good start here as he's got a single up the middle, and it's the pitcher coming up to the plate.
Yeah, Mama needs to put up 3 or 4 right here and put this game back in question. Ooh, and pitches like that, he can do it.
This one's pop foul. It's an 0-2 count now. Swung on, popped up. Grissom's back there. Put away cleanly for the first out. Runner stays on first. The bullpen management's going to be interesting now as MJ already used his best reliever and just pinch hit for her. Bullpen's going to be thin. But he's making the right play, I would say. He's got to try to score runs. This one's hit well, but not high enough as Armstrong's able to glove it. So 2 outs now, and Jerry Rice steps up to the plate. Swung on up the middle. And there's a few innings now in this game that MJ's had multiple runners on base.
Yeah, he does seem to be swinging the bat quite a bit better than what we saw in the first 2 games, Unicorn. He did get a little PvP practice in today, and I think that's making a difference. It's just Wishbone has been so fantastic on both sides. It's hard. I do think he can put up some runs, though.
Feels like MJ needs to score here because of the way Wishbone's hitting, but it looks like he's not going to as Grissom's under it. And now Wishbone just needs 1 run to finish this game here in the 5th. He's scored at least 1 in every inning so far. And it looks like he's going to go for the kill shot. He's going to pull out that locked-in starter and go for the throat here. As the pitch perfect man steps in with contact versus lefties engaged and a new reliever on the mound. It's just 1 more. This one swung on well, 70 power. It's back towards the warning track. MJ's debating if he's going to jump, and it's over the wall. And just like that, Wishbone, the pinch hit, the home run, and this game's over in the 5th on a mercy rule. Are you kidding me, Wishbone?
Yeah, he brought in just 1 more, and it was just 1 more right over the center field fence.
I mean, I don't know if I've seen a dominant performance in the playoffs in any round, in any league. Wishbone just looked absolutely unstoppable there. And he's able to put away one of the best players, the number 2 seed in the XBL. He puts him away in 5 innings in a mercy. That's just unreal level of... I mean, that's just insane baseball from the Astronauts.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, well, y'all give us a minute to switch everything over. It's going to be 3-0 now. The Knots lead the series. They're going to be looking for a chance to capture the trophy in a sweeping fashion. But MJ had a 3-1 comeback in the semis. Anything is possible for a player with his level of talent, and we're going to see if he can get his first victory here in the XBL Finals when we come back. Okay, folks, here we go. After a really dominant performance, a mistake-free performance from the Astronauts, MJ steps up in his home stadium looking to keep the series alive. It's going to be his perspective this time. He's now 3 straight games being shut out against Wishbone. Wishbone is on a real tear after coming back 3-0 from Spaceman. It's 7 straight victories from the Astronauts now in these playoffs. The 4 starter is on the mound, the full turtle arsenal again. Low velo, we'll see if that helps at all. We haven't seen a low velo starter out of MJ yet. He does have the elite changeup as well. I think this low velo might bode well for him, Mist. It seems like Wishbone has been really good at hitting the velo so far in this series, so this might be the best chance for MJ to switch up something drastically like this and have really low velocity on the mound. Just as I say it, though, it's a double there on the second batter in the lineup.
Yeah,
So,
I think at times, you know, the high velo can really work for somebody just getting to the ball. But I also think no matter what your velo is, if you're constantly putting pitches in the corner, the opposition is going to have some games where they just can't get anything going. And that's what I think Mama needs to lean on right now is just accuracy, regardless of velo, accuracy, and just, you know, some balls are going to have to be hit. You know, Wishbone's not going to miss a lot right now.
yeah, MJ's not pitching poorly by any stretch of the imagination, but you would think MJ's got to put on a master class on the mound to even have a chance to hold Wishbone down the way he's hitting right now. That one was a ball and still hit into the outfield, so runners are on the corners now with 2 outs. Jim Levels at the plate with the RBI hero. Changeup just outside, 2-0. Goes for that same spot. This one's in there and looked on, 2-1.
Might have got away with that one.
Yeah, no doubt. 3-1 count now. We'll see how aggressive he is to this RBI hero. Same spot again, and it's a full count. Can he get out of this inning cleanly? Watches it, so the bases are loaded now. And Wishbone, every game in this series so far, has scored in the first inning. Bases are loaded with an opportunity to do it here. And Mama looking to get out of a jam. Big man Brooklyn doesn't dive on it, so it's through, and it's going to score at least 2. Runner rounds for third, rounds for second. They're both safe. And once again, Wishbone scores in the first inning, but this time it's 2, and they take another early lead. I mean, I'm shocked he didn't dive for that.
I think he got handcuffed. I'm not sure if he could have made a play there or not, but boy, that would have been big if he could have caught it somehow.
Yeah, that was one of those where you dive for damage control just in case, so you can at least keep it at just 1 run scoring, but he doesn't, and so 2 runs score. And Mama will be playing from down again to start off this game. Like I've said, three straight games held scoreless. He's going to look to change that and flip the script in this one. Ed White's on the mound. Same arsenal that we have seen, and we see a little bit of lag there on the first pitch. And he starts off with a single up the middle. We've seen quite a few singles up the middle from MJ. It seems like that's practically where all of his hits are. We haven't seen many of those signature home runs or outfield gappers. A couple of curveballs find the zone, 0-2. This one's over, and MJ starts off with a couple of hits here. Rounds for third, turns back for second, so runners are going to be on first and second now with no outs. And the best batters in the lineup are coming up to the plate.
Yeah, both of those hits were on incredible pitches hanging off or even off the plate. The lack of velo from White rearing its ugly head so far.
Watches that curveball 3-1, a big spot here for Zaz. Watches another one full count. RBI hero at the plate. 3 straight curveballs all in the same location. Hit well, not well enough. We'll see if he can get the sack off of it, and he does get... I'm sorry, not the sacrifice, the move up.
There. You let the runner move to second base. I wouldn't have thrown to third on that.
Yeah, prevents the double play opportunity, and we'll see if that ends up working out for MJ, and it does, as that one gets through the gap, and we see, finally, in the World Series, MJ has his first run, and it's in the first inning here in Game 4. Good sign if you're a Civilization fan.
Yeah, you got to build on this now.
We'll see
think
if
he
that
can
builds
do
any
it.
confidence. I think he can too. He's got runners on the corners with one out. Swings on this one into the dirt. He has some
Oh,
good speed down the
no.
line. He's not able to get there though, and it's a double play. But MJ does put up one on 3 hits of his own. And the Astronauts lead by one now as they walk up in the top of the second. As Jack Schmidt up to the plate, already at the 8-hole hitter here to start the second. And once again, one lined up the middle to start off the inning. Seems like Wishbone has done that every inning in this series. Starts off with a single up the middle.
Just keep pitching if you're Mama June. You just got to keep pitching. You got to pitch to contact. Gets an out there.
Almost able to get the double play. It's worth noting this pitcher's got extremely low accuracy on the mound. This is a tough pitcher to use against someone batting the way Wish is. So far, the location's really been impressive for the amount of accuracy he has on this build. This one looked a little bit out of the zone. It's popped up, though. It might be in that... Okay, I thought it was in that no man's land, but he's able to get back there and put it away. Runner stays on first. This one hammered up center. Runners are on first and second now with 2 outs, and MJ isn't going to let you get away with anything easily, it seems like, as now Mattingly's at the plate. The pitcher is tense, and it's one of the strongest batters in the lineup looking at it. And the corner hit well, but a Ranger over there and puts it away, and it's a 0 on the board now. The first 0 on the board of today's set for the Astronauts. They did get a couple on, and now MJ walks back up with a chance to try to build on some of that momentum he had, and he starts off with another single. It looks like the Civilization are starting to feel a little bit more comfortable at the plate now here in Game 4. Oh, good changeup low and inside. Watches that one. Curveball looked on in on the chin, and it finds a zone, so it's a looking strikeout. Runner stays on first, and it's Fruiter Ranger up to the plate with a 408 average and off-speed hitter. Been a good playoff so far from the left fielder for the Civ. Looking to get a big hit here. This one swung on decently. It's making Armstrong dive and all that speed, and he's safe because of it.
Whoa.
So he beats it out. And now runners are on first and second as the pitcher steps up to the plate. Wants to try to stay out of a double play ball here. The same thing that ended last inning, and it is going to be a double play ball on to second and over to first in time. Back-to-back double plays to end the innings in the first and the second for the Astronauts, displaying that Von Asen level pitching, getting the hits that they need. Weak change up there and fouled away. You're seeing pitches not precisely on the corners because of that low accuracy starter. I wonder how long MJ's going to keep this starter in. 2-0 now. MJ working, or I'm sorry, Wishbone working a lot of hitters' counts. Just outside 3-1, a good eye there. Curveball hit well. Is it going to stay fair? It's just outside the line, and it's a full count.
Man.
And this one's inside in on the hands of ball, but the way Wishbone's swinging, it feels like he's getting hits on balls consistently, and it turns all the way into a double with that speed, and so now runners are on second and third. And there's no outs in this inning. Man, everything is just in a tough spot right now for the Civ to make a play as a run scores and no outs still. Wishbone just putting pitches exactly where he needs to, and now the Civ have their shortstop injured. After we saw Neil Armstrong get injured in the last game, it's MJ with the injured shortstop in this one. On two, good pitch there. Goes for the low curve. It's popped up. Is he going to go home with it? He doesn't. He goes to first. takes the safe play, so another run scores. The runner moves up to second, and it's 4-1 now here in the third.
Definitely no play at the plate there, so that was a good move not to not to exasperate a bad situation. Exacerbate, that's the word.
It's a big word, dude. I know how to spell that one. I might throw it in the show announcement. And the second out right there is MJ's able to get one grounded over there towards the second baseman and put away. Runner moves up to third, and it's the pitcher Ed White up to the plate. Finds himself in a 2-0 count.
Of that?
Red Reticle, we're seeing that accuracy be a problem. He does have composed now with 2 strikes. Or, I'm sorry, 3 balls. Curveball finds the zone. It's a full count now to Ed White. This is a great pitch on the corner, and it's a looking strikeout.
Nasty.
Excellent pitch from MJ. But he does give up 2 runs in the inning and finds himself down by 3. We have seen a lot better swings from the Civilization in this game, but he's going to need a lot more to try to keep his hopes alive here in the Season 19 XBL World Series. We have the AA World Series waiting to get started, and we still have Julio versus Spliff in the semis of the AAA, as well as, who is it, missed? Elron versus
Heisman.
A couple of excellent series over there in the AAA still waiting to get underway. Swings on a curve low on the first pitch. You can see the lack of patience as this game gets into the middle innings. Once again finds himself trailing, and Wishbone up 3, back up to the plate. Playing with little to no pressure as he's already up 3-0 in this series. Barely misses up high. A weak curveball here. Swung on. Brooklyn over, but not able to get to it. And once again, a leadoff single for the Astronauts. Steeler Trey on the runner on first. Already at 62 pitches here for the starter. That one just outside. Wishbone watching a lot of these close pitches. This one he doesn't watch, though. It's low.
Well, we got bailed out.
Yeah, no doubt. And there's the first out of the top of the fourth here. Here comes the heart of the lineup, the heart of the order for the Astronauts. That's a weak curveball, and it's hammered up through center field. And a couple of runners are on. It feels like Wishbone has a couple of runners on every inning. We'll see if the starter gets yanked at any point. Looks like he's thinking about it. And he elects to bring in that stub reliever again with Specialist and Rally Stopper. Really been the only bright spot in this series for MJ. Herrera's been great on the mound. Gets a pop up to left field there, and now 2 outs with 2 runners on. A chance to get out of the jam. Really using a lot of curveball right now up top, and it looks like it's working out. It's another pop-up, and there's 3 outs, and no runs come across as the cleanup hitter is going to lead off here in the bottom of the fourth for the Civ at their home of Sakura Hills. Stands look absolutely packed. And there's a leadoff single for MJ. He's getting a lot of leadoff singles so far, Mist. It just seems like after he gets a runner or 2 on, he's having a hard time finding gaps, and I think that's a testament to all the balls he's hitting into the dirt.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. He does look a lot better, but he's still topping balls when he has runners on base.
This one's hit pretty well, and Mattingly dives on, and he's going to be out at second. Not enough speed. A decent hit there, but a good play from second base to get the lead runner. There's a weak curveball and handled well. So once again, MJ's got a couple of runners on. This is those situations he keeps finding himself in. He's having a hard time getting anything out of it, but as we get into the middle innings of this game, down 3, now would be a good time. It is Tereskova on the mound who came in, the reliever with Specialist and Elite 4-seam for the Astronauts. Ooh, great eye from MJ there.
Again, he's got his bad batters up at the wrong time, though.
Went for a hit and run there, but It hung up in the air too long, and he's able to get it in center field, so the runners have to hang on, and it's Fruit Ranger up to the plate now. Watches the curve down low. Swings on that one late. Looks like it caught him off guard.
Got to get a hit here.
Swings over, dove on from Glenn.
Oh,
Can he get
boy.
the out? And he does. It seems like everything is within diving reach of this infield. There's just been no breaks given to MJ. Like, you would think even at this point there would be a drop or something from the Astronauts. That Metalhead would at least have a stamp on this game, but we haven't seen any of that even.
Yeah, especially when you're taking a long slide to these balls. A lot of those do get kicked, but we haven't really seen it.
Oh, tough curveball up top, 2-2. This one looks like it's going to be meaty in the zone, and it's swung on, hit all the way into the corner in left field. And that's one of those pitches I talked about in the pregame, mistakes and things like that. That's a bunch of good pitches followed up by one mistake pitch, and Wishbone takes advantage of it. And that normally you would say is not a mistake pitch, but against Wishbone, it's got to be touching the corner if you want it to be an out.
Yeah, right now I'm not sure what's going to get him out up there, but you just got to keep trying to pound the corners.
This is a good pitch there. It's 2-2. Whiffer trade is on. He aims for his head. A little bit of lag here. MJ lets it play out. It's a full count now. Elects for a bunt, but he pulls it back, and it's a looking strikeout, and the mojo drops. Runner still stands on second with decent speed. A good hit could score him. Curveball, shortstop ranges over, grabs it, throws it onto first. Runner stays in place, and there's 2 outs. And it's Tereskova up to the plate. Specialist on specialist. Good changeup, low and away there. 2 strikes, no balls. Good eye there, that 2 on that cutter. Works a full count now. And this one's in the middle of the zone, but the pitcher is luckily the one that's up to the plate for MJ, as he's not able to do any damage with that pitch, and he gets another 0 on the board. Back-to-back zeros for the Astronauts. It seems like MJ is settling in on the mound with Herrera. Now looking to find a little bit of life at the plate here in the 5th. It's starting to get late here in this game.
Yeah, I think he's doing the right thing leaving this pitcher in.
Yeah, I agree. This pitcher is the only pitcher that's been working so far in this series. Big man Brooklyn, a good bat on that one, but foul, swung on early on the curve. What a pitch there, 0-2. Ooh, good job fighting that one off. Still a 1-2 count. Four-seam up top with that elite four-seam. Got him to react late and hit it into the first baseman for the 2nd out of the inning. Jerry Rice hits it. It's between the legs of the of the pitcher. And it's going to be a single. I'm pretty sure MJ's got to hit every inning so far except maybe one. But still, where is the power that we're so used to seeing from Mama?
And this is the strained player, Jazz.
Yep. The injured shortstop. 3-hole hitter.
She still has enough to get it done, especially with Mama being the one controlling.
No doubt. This one hit well, but once again, it's got no trajectory on it and put away from the second baseman. 11-8 on the hits, but 4-1 on the scoreboard. Herrera up to 22 pitches now, losing stamina. Looking to keep the lead where it's at and keep her team alive here in Game 4 of the World Series. Oh, outfield shallow. Can he dive on it? What a catch over there from Fruit Ranger. A great play in left field to prevent a double or possible triple. And now Neil Armstrong up a weak curveball and looked on.
Yeah, the Civs are begging for momentum. That's the type of catch that can sometimes get a team going.
No doubt. Now they've got a cutter swung on inside. The pitcher's locked in now as well. And the mojo's down for the shortstop there. for the astronauts. And there's a quick inning there from the Civilization. They're able to get 3 up, 3 down for the first time it feels like this whole series, as Wishbone has a shallow pop-up to center field. Bad ball hitter starts off the action here in the bottom of the 6th for the Civ. Swings on one up and in, might have been just out of the zone. Weak pop-up to shortstop for the first out, and it was just out of the zone. Tereshkova up towards 30 pitches, losing stamina as well.
It's rather shocking how many of these Civs hitters are weak.
Yeah.
I think Mama's going to need to rethink that, I believe, going into next season. These hitters are weak, a lot of them.
Feels like a pretty big overhaul of the lineup compared to what we've seen in the past, but he has gotten to a further round than we've ever seen. But you can tell he took off some money from the lineup.
Well, he does have some really great hitters too, but it just seems like against really tough pitchers, it's hard to absorb constantly getting runners on base and then going through 2 or 3 hitters that really are kind of like batting with pitchers.
Yeah, it feels like he keeps getting somewhere from 2 to 6 are getting on base in terms of his lineup, and then when 7, 8, 9 get up there, they just aren't built for those moments. And it's a leadoff double there, a good hit out to the wall from the Astronauts. And another one up the center. It looks like he might round. He's going to stay. So with no outs here, Herrera finally looking to have, or finally starting to have some struggles. And look at Buzz Aldrin at the plate, absolutely yoked. And Herrera stays in. Big spot here in these World Series in Game 4. MJ trying to keep his hopes alive. It's a 3-0 count now to Buzz Aldrin. This one's way in the middle of the zone, swung on foul.
Oh, he got big eyes on that one.
The curveball just over his head, and it feels like that's been happening over and over. Wishbone just somehow finding a way to push these balls into gaps.
Yeah, that one got me. Well, no, I guess that was above the plate. That was a lot higher than I thought it was.
Bunts popped up, should be put away easily at first. The runners do move up, so with 1 out, runners are on 2nd and 3rd now. Herrera's still on the mound with hardly any stamina left. Also lost her locked-in rally stopper carrying her right now, and that one's weakly hit to shortstop, and the bunt pays off as it prevents the double play, and another run scores as Wishbone small balls a couple of runs across here in the 7th. It stretches the lead to 5, and every run is huge as we're into the last 3 innings here of this game. Rally stoppers turned off. The stats are extremely low now for Herrera. Curveball swung on into the dirt. Jerry Rice grabs it, puts it away. And so 2 runs come across. Lead is stretched up to 5. Only 9 outs to play with here if you're the Civ. They scored that 1 run in the first, but that's all we've seen so far in this entire World Series.
The Civs are on life support now. They've had this was the he just kept running into the bottom of that lineup with 2 runners on.
Yeah, it's been happening the entire series. A good leadoff single there, though. There's been a lot of leadoff singles from the Civs so far, and now we're going to see Herrera pulled for a pinch hitter. John Bonkers. Yuri is in for the Astronauts, that stub reliever with a ton of velo and reverse splits. 97 power, swung on the screwball well, but popped up. Oh no, what's he doing? Okay.
Yeah, that's another thing though, Uni. Even his pinch hitters are not really that strong, so I just think there's gonna have to be some kind of a tweak next season. This just is not gonna do it.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk in the chat about how you got to build to beat the best players, and it seems like this team, the way it's built right now, might not be built to beat a team like the Astronauts. And another double play ball there.
I was gonna say, Uni, maybe something else wouldn't have done it either, but it sure seems like a lot of pitcher reticles up there in key situations for the Civs this entire series.
Yeah, it feels like whenever Wishbone's in a big spot, he has a good batter up, and whenever MJ's in a good spot, he's got his worst batter up. And when it happens over and over and over, that's when it's a roster composition sort of issue.
Yeah, it seems like Mama has too many worst batters on the team.
This one swung on to center field. Blinkers is back there. Puts it away for 2 quick outs here in the 8th. Still
and the
only
thing
5 runs, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, Uni, it is very tempting to build some boss batters that are, 75, 75 or something like that. But the way the roster tool is, in order to do that, it is extremely expensive. And Mama runs velo. Velo is extremely expensive. So you got to cut somewhere. So I do get that, but I would balance out the hitting a little bit because you can save quite a bit of money by balancing that out and at least get 50, 55 power, at least get maybe 60 contact. Don't go with 40 and 40 or whatever the heck he's doing here. Maybe it's more than that. It's weird. These XBL reticles look so small compared to even AAA.
Yeah, no doubt. And look at this batter up to the plate with reverse splits against and the injury. And this one's popped up, and it looks like it's going to be put away for the second out, as MJ now is only left with 4 outs and 5 runs to play with. No doubt he's the type of player that can do it, but the way this series has gone so far, it's hard to see a path. It's the heart of his order up now. It's once again going to be his worst batters up whenever he gets somebody on, as he gets a single here.
Yeah, strong batter there, was able to push it through the infield.
Yeah, it looks like he went with a lot of low power, high contact builds. And right there, oh, and the pitcher somehow knocks it down. That's a tough break if you're MJ there, right when you feel like maybe you can get a couple on and hope for a moonshot. Yuri drops that thing down and sends over to first, and we're into the 9th inning now, and Wishbone is an inning away from capturing his first ever XBL World Series, coming off the back of a 3-0 historic semifinals comeback. And now the Astronauts, the roster tool creator himself, the way he tweaks it and things like that, is looking to earn his first hardware.
Yeah, and we don't want to lessen the fact that Wishbone is played out of his mind. If he wins this series, that's the reason is Wishbone's play. But you still, just from a productivity standpoint, you're always looking to the next season.
Yeah, the way Wishbone is played is just magnified the issues. The little issues that the Civs have had in this series have just been completely magnified because Wishbone has not allowed any mistakes to get by him, it feels like. Oh, yeah,
my. And I think if let's just say MAMAJUNEJUNE ended up matching up with, let's just say, Mush in the finals, those hitters might have been okay. I think Mush, a little bit lower velo, likes to kind of throw a lot of curveball. Maybe you need the contact, just kind of push some singles. But here, it just wasn't productive.
Yeah, no doubt. And there's definitely something to be said for matchups. There's players that over the years can just cause fits for you. And we talked about that before games 1 and 2, the fact that Wishbone does have a lot more wins in the head-to-head. Hang on, we got a diddle here between first and second. Oh, my, and a missed play, and he's going to get to second. You can just see MAMAJUNEJUNE struggling to keep his composure here, as Wishbone gets a runner safely to second and third off of that. 0-2 count here. A run did score, so the lead is up to 6 here in the 9th. Swung on for a strikeout, and now MJ walks up to the plate, and this is his last breath, his last chance. He needs 6 runs here, or Wishbone is going to capture his first XBL World Series in dramatic, dominant, amazing fashion, I say.
Now we do have one believer, Cody, in the chat, still believing in the Civs.
Ooh,
tough but
one.
That's rough. Oh.
So a looking strikeout to start the 9th here, and once again, Wish, it's 7-8-9 up to the plate, and it's pitcher reticle builds. In a do or die situation, he's got to make it work. a 371 average for blinkers. You can tell these batters have been working in the playoffs. It's just this series they haven't been working at all. They have great averages. This guy's got a 423 average. He had probably close to a 500 average when this series started. Down to the final out now.
I always tell people don't have your players under 50, your position players under 50 for velo, and I think Mama went under that, and I think that's cost him a lot.
And this one's grounded to first, put away, and just like that, Wishbone is your XBL Season 19 World Series champion. He completes what he couldn't complete last season, finds himself back in the final round, and dominant fashion wins on a sweep, and Wishbone captures his first ever XBL World Series title.
Yeah, you know, there's something to be said for momentum in any given game, and we always talk about that, but this was kind of momentum in the series, and it just felt like the same things kept happening again and again and again, and it was mostly Wishbone's greatness that was causing that. But congratulations to Wishbone. He's the heart and soul of the XBL right now, really, with all he puts in. And you'd love to see him come through after, season after season, recent seasons at least. He was in the middle. He kept moving up. Has been knocking on the door the last few seasons, but has had some disappointing exits. So it's nice to see some success for the great Wishbone. And then Mama making it to the World Series. This is still a fantastic season for him. You don't want to go out getting swept, of course, but I would rather make it to the World Series and get swept than not get there.
Yeah, and this feels like, to me, one of those things where we talk about growth and the way you just year after year get better and improve. And we know Wishbone kind of started from the bottom of the XBL and continued to work his way up. He made it to the first round, make it to the second round. Last year, broke through and made it to the World Series for the first time. Now finds himself in there again and wins it. It feels like maybe MJ's a year behind, Maybe he's on that Wishbone trajectory in terms of playoff success where he finally broke through. We've been waiting for MJ to break through and make it to the semifinals and cause some mayhem. And he had that awesome 3-1 comeback to put it here. Like, you can't, no one's knocking the way MJ is one of the best. He's still one of the best players in the XBL. This series didn't go his way, but guess what? Wishbone got beat 4-1 last year in the World Series. 4-1 looks better than 4-0, but it's really not that much different. And MJ's now one of those players that you look at, okay, now he's got that experience. Now he's been to the World Series. Now maybe his nerves will be more calm, and he's someone that you can expect to find himself back in this moment and a chance to win it year after year and going into season 20. But when you look at Wishbone, I mean, my Lord, I don't know if I've seen that dominant of a performance from anyone ever in a series since I've been here. I've been here since season 14, 15, something like that. I've watched a lot of games. I've casted a lot of games. A lot of times you're seeing people like last year with Spaceman. He really dominated at the plate. His pitching was good, but he really dominated at the plate for most of the playoffs. And we just saw Wishbone looked like he was unstoppable on both sides. He didn't give MJ anything to hit, and really he was just putting pitches where they were. We didn't see a single home run tonight, or I think we saw one home run, one that barely went over the wall, but Wishbone was just hitting the pitches where they were given, sending them into the gaps where he could. And that's what good hitters do is they find a way to push the ball. They don't always go for that big shot. They find a way to just push the ball and reticle it into a gap. And when you watch players like Lazy and people like that, they do a really good job of that. And so, I mean, shout out to Wishbone. That's the most complete performance I've seen in a series, and it's well earned. And you're happy to see someone like Wishbone win, who's put in so much time into the league, and now he's got a chance to go on a little bit of a run. I mean, the XBL is wide open now, and it has been for a few seasons, where you can easily win 2 or 3 seasons in a row, and you find yourself in the GOAT talks. We have GOAT talks year after year, and Wishbone, you're not going to see him get worse. I can tell you that much. And if this is the addition of Wishbone we see going forward and he continues it, like there's not anyone better right now.
Yeah, no doubt. He's the best player by apparently quite a margin here at the moment. But there's a reason why he was pushing the balls for hits and not, we've seen even World Series where people are blasting home runs left and right, but he's not doing that because of Mama's pitching. Mama is not a Fox uh, XBL finalist. This is a quality XBL finalist that got overwhelmed. Probably, I'm sure he would say didn't play a great series, but it wasn't like he was making mistakes left and right. It was just a tough series for him. He's going to learn from it, and he'll be back. I mean, if he keeps pitching the way he's capable of pitching, it doesn't matter how good you can hit. You're going to have some games that the ball you're just hitting into outs. But Wishbone was just even ahead of that right now, and he was getting to the corners and hitting them for hits. He wasn't topping the ball like we said. He wasn't doing any of that, and just a fantastic, like you said, um, perhaps an all-time performance from a great player.
Yeah, I think that this series in total was a combination of MJ wasn't on top of his game. He's going to be pretty fine to admit that. Anyone that's watched MJ can tell he wasn't on top of his game. And a good player like Wishbone can get you off of your game, no doubt. But it was the combination of MJ not being at his peak and Wishbone being at the strongest we've ever seen Wishbone. And that's how we got to this 4-0 situation. But I mean, if you're the Astronauts, we just crowned our first champion in season 19. The XBL blazed through the playoffs, and you love to see that. The pace of the playoffs this year was awesome, and we've got a lot more games coming. But the Astronauts are going to get to post that trophy like they always do, but this time it's going to be their own name on there, and I'm sure he's going to be super happy to do that. We'll see if he maybe posts it in a couple extra spots, even just to shout himself out. But congratulations to Wishbone on his first ever XBL World Series title, and there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to have a really strong opportunity to add more to that and put his name on there multiple times, and an excellent season from MJ. So with the XBL all wrapped up, we look forward to the AA World Series, which is set. We're waiting for that to get started. Then in the AAA, we've got both semifinals, one of them waiting to get started, the other one looking to get wrapped up. So within, probably the next few weeks, season 19 is probably going to be wrapped up. And then the Cup is right there on its heels, and then season 20, the magnificent season 20, a beautiful number. And we got a lot of stuff good coming, a lot of good stuff coming. So Wishbone, Wishbone, I keep saying his name. Mist, you got any stuff to say before we get out of here?
I want to shout out the energy in the XBL this last season. Usually the XBL finishes last, not necessarily because of their lagging, but it did seem like there was a lot of great energy in the top league, which you love to see. As far as completing games, just the excitement. It just seemed like a great season for the XBL. To be honest, AAA has lagged a little. AAA has always been the energy league, and they've been a little bit off their game in a way, but we still have two fantastic semifinals. And then AA, which historically has been kind of a crapshoot to even get games in. They've been they were just unbelievable last season, and they've been great again this season. So, plenty of fun to go. We got Cup is getting wrapped up as far as the group round this next week. So lots going on. We got season 20 is going to be coming much sooner than people think. So I want to thank you, Unicorn. Thank Dwayne. No Hummus, MAMAJUNEJUNE sometimes stepping in the booth. A Spliff Star, a bunch of people that really, are working for free, just enjoying the game that they love. And when you see two really likable players like MAMAJUNEJUNE and Wishbone in a finals like this, it's just really nice to see. So congratulations, Wishbone, and let's get on with some of these other leagues now.
Yeah, no doubt. That was a good point to point out the energy. I mean, the chat's been a little bit quiet in the playoffs because, in the playoffs, a lot of people aren't playing anymore. So,
right.
But I encourage everyone to keep in tune, because think about if you made it to the semifinals of the World Series, you don't want half the league to stop caring. You love to get that exposure and things like that. That's part of the fun of the league. So try to be in there best you can and support the guys that are still playing. We know how much work they put in to get to this moment. If I have to shit talk in the chat to get y'all talking, I will. You know I'll start calling people out, but don't make me do it. So we've got good stuff coming, and let's keep it hype. Let's get season 19 wrapped up, and let's look on to season 20, and let's look on to Cup. Congratulations to Wishbone. Congratulations to the astronauts. No one more deserving. And we will catch y'all in the Discord. Keep your eyes tuned to the show announcements, and we'll have more on the way. Thanks for watching, everybody. Y'all have a good Sunday.